Hello everyone. In the last session you have seen the rectangular waveguide, its propagation and the modes related to the wave propagation in rectangular waveguide. In this session we will continue with the rectangular waveguides and some important definitions related to the rectangular waveguide and some numericals which will help you to understand all these definitions and the modes related to the rectangular waveguide in a clear way. So we will start first with the condition for wave propagation in rectangular waveguide. Now what is this condition for wave propagation in rectangular waveguide? As you all know that in waveguides the signal is propagated via electromagnetic waves which consist of electric field and magnetic field. So this electromagnetic waves will have a certain frequency and a certain wavelength. So the condition for wave propagation is, if we speak in terms of wavelength, lambda c should be greater than lambda 0, where lambda c is the cutoff wavelength and lambda 0 is the operating wavelength. Similarly, if we talk in terms of frequency, fc should be less than f0, that is, the cutoff frequency should be less than the operating frequency. But generally we talk in terms of wavelength when we actually go for the modes in rectangular waveguide. Now, the formula for this cutoff wavelength is 2ab square root of m square b square plus n square a square. In the last session you have already been told that a and b are the dimensions of the rectangular waveguide, where a is the width of the waveguide and b is the height of the waveguide. M and n are the coefficients related with these dimensions of the waveguide. Similarly, the formula for cutoff frequency is c by 2 square root of m by a square plus n by b square, where c is the velocity of light, which is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. Now we can use this cutoff frequency to find out which mode is able to propagate through the waveguide. For example, if it is the dominant mode in the rectangular waveguide, you know that dominant mode is given by TE10, that is m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 0. Now if we substitute the values of this in this equation of cutoff wavelength, then cutoff wavelength for TE10 is equal to twice a, because we have substituted here m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 0. So this coefficient will be cancelled. M is equal to 1, so this will be 1. B square, if we bring out of the square root, it will be b, so this b and this b will get cancelled, so remains 2a. Similarly, for the cutoff frequency, if m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 0, if you substitute the value here, then fc TE 10, that is cutoff frequency for the dominant mode is C upon 2A. So this is the condition for wave propagation in rectangular waveguide. It will be more clear when we go for the numericals of this. Next is the dominant mode. So studying this cutoff frequency, you will now come to know about the dominant mode. So what is dominant mode? It is having the lowest cutoff frequency. The mode having the lowest cutoff frequency, or if we talk in terms of wavelength, it will be having the highest cutoff wavelength. That is, if the frequency, that is the propagating frequency which is used for the waveguide, is less than the dominant mode frequency, then the wave will not be propagated. That is, no energy will be propagated. The wavefronts will be reflected back and forth in the waveguide itself, and no energy will be propagated in the forward direction. So always the frequency, that is the operating frequency, should be higher than the dominant mode frequency, that is the cutoff frequency. Then we will go for phase velocity. The phase velocity is the rate at which the wave changes its phase in terms of guide wavelength, and its formula is phase velocity in terms of frequency. If you talk, that is C upon square root of 1 minus fc by f square, or if you talk in terms of wavelength, it is C upon 1 minus lambda 0 upon lambda c. Now all of you know that what is this? This is cutoff wavelength, operating wavelength, cutoff frequency and operating frequency. Then we'll go to the next definitions. Group velocity. Now group velocity is the rate at which the wave propagates through the waveguide, and the formula used for it is, in terms of frequency, it is C square root of 1 minus fc by f square, and in terms of wavelength, it is C square root of 1 minus lambda 0 by lambda c square. And the relation of Vp and Vg is Vp into Vg is equal to c square. Now we'll go for another definition, which is guide wavelength. Guide wavelength is the distance between two equal phase plane along the waveguide. So lambda g in terms of wavelength is given by lambda 0 square root of 1 minus lambda 0 upon lambda c square, and of course the wavelength is given in terms of centimeter, that is unit is centimeter, or in terms of frequency it is lambda 0 upon 1 minus fc by f square. Now using these terms of cutoff frequency, cutoff wavelength, dominant mode, phase velocity, group velocity and guided wavelength, we will try to solve some numericals which will clear your idea regarding all these definitions and also the modes. So the first numerical, which can be asked for 6 marks, it is on rectangular waveguide. You can see the rectangular waveguide here. The rectangular waveguide having the dimensions 7 into 3.5 centimeter operates in the dominant mode TE10. So having dimensions 7 into 3.5 centimeter, that means 7 centimeter is the width and 3.5 centimeter is the height. This is related with M, this is related with N, that is A, and this is B. Now you have to find out the cutoff frequency, the phase velocity at frequency of 3.5 gigahertz and the guided wavelength at 3.5 gigahertz. Now we'll see this one by one. Now A is equal to 7 centimeter and B is equal to 3.5 centimeter. And for the dominant mode, as we have already seen, for TE10 mode, Fc is equal to C upon 2A. So we'll substitute the value. C is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 and 2 into A. The value of A we already know, that is 7 centimeter. So 7 into 10 raised to power minus 2, since it is in centimeters. So this will give you 2.14 gigahertz. Very simple. Now next is the phase velocity at frequency 3.5 gigahertz. Now the formula for phase velocity, as you already know now, is C upon 1 minus Fc upon F square. So substitute the value of C. You have already calculated the Fc, that is cutoff frequency. So that is 2.14 gigahertz. We will substitute here, and the operating frequency is 3.5 gigahertz they have mentioned. So 3.5 gigahertz, calculate this and we get it as phase velocity 3.78 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. Now remember the unit. For phase velocity it is meter per second, and for the cutoff frequency it is gigahertz. And last is the guided wavelength. Now for the guided wavelength also you know the formula. Lambda g is equal to lambda 0 upon 1 minus Fc by F square. Now to calculate this lambda 0, you know that the formula is C by F0. So substitute the value of lambda 0 here, that is C you already know, and F0 is the operating frequency that is given, divided by this Fc you already know and F you know. So this comes out to be 10.8 centimeter. So in this way you have to calculate the cutoff frequency, the phase velocity and the guided wavelength. This numerical can be asked for 6 marks. Then we'll move on to the next numerical. This can be asked for 4 marks. So here the dimensions of a guide are given. They are 2.5 into 1 centimeter. The frequency is also given, that is 8.66 gigahertz. You have to find out the possible modes and the cutoff frequency. So we'll start with the solution. We have been given A is equal to 2.5 centimeter and B is equal to 1 centimeter, this, and F is 8.66 gigahertz. So here first we will calculate lambda 0, that is C by F, that is 3 into 10 raised to power 8, but then since we are dealing with centimeter here and this is given in meter per second, to convert it into centimeter we have taken it as 3 into 10 raised to power 10 instead of 3 into 10 raised to power 8, and frequency given is 8.66 gigahertz, so 10 raised to power 9. So if you calculate this, this will be 3.488. centimeter. So this is the operating frequency of this rectangular waveguide. Now we have to calculate the possible modes, and the condition for the wave to propagate is lambda c should be greater than lambda 0, and lambda c is 2ab upon m square b square plus n square a square, which we have already seen in the definition and the formula related to this. So first we'll go for the TE01 mode. So TE01 mode, the subscript 0 and 1 means m is equal to 0 and n is equal to 1. So lambda c will be equal to, using this formula, 2ab square root of a square, that is 2b. So 2 into 1, since b is related with n, so 2 into 1. So this is equal to 2 centimeter. So since this is 2 centimeter and our cutoff wavelength is 3.488 centimeter, so lambda c is less than lambda 0, that is what we have calculated here. This 2 centimeter is less than the cutoff frequency, that is 3.488 centimeter. Hence this TE01 mode does not propagate. So I hope the condition for wave to propagate is clear. Then we'll go for the next mode, that is TE10 mode, which is the dominant mode. So here m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 0. Again using the same formula, lambda c is equal to 2ab upon b square, using this formula. So we have substituted the value of m and n here. Using this we get 2ab square root of b square, that is equal to twice a. So this is equal to 2 into the value of a is 2.5, so this is 5 centimeter. So what is the value of the operating frequency? That is 3.488, and the cutoff frequency which we have calculated just now is 5 centimeter. So the cutoff frequency is greater than lambda 0. So TE10 is the possible mode, that is this is the mode which can be propagated down the waveguide. And we are also asked to calculate the cutoff frequency. So since this is the only possible mode, we can calculate the cutoff frequency. And cutoff frequency for dominant mode, as we have already seen, is C is equal to C upon lambda C, or in general for any frequency F is equal to C by lambda. So Fc is equal to C by lambda C. Substitute the value, so we get the cutoff frequency Fc is equal to 6 gigahertz. Then we'll consider one more mode, that is TE11 mode. So m is equal to 1 and n is also equal to 1. So using the formula for cutoff wavelength, it is 2ab upon square root of a square plus b square. So this is 2 into, substitute the value of a and b, and m and n we have already substituted, that is 1 1. So a square plus b square. So finally this value will be 1.856 centimeter. Now this is again less than the operating frequency which we have calculated, that is 3.488. So this, since this cutoff wavelength is less than the operating wavelength, TE11 mode is also not possible to propagate down the waveguide. So we have considered three modes over here. One is the TE01 mode, which is not a possible mode. TE10 mode, which is the possible mode, and TE11 mode, which is not again the possible mode. So we have seen three modes. So this is how you have to calculate the possible modes. There are many numericals given in chapter 3 in the notes provided by me. So if you go through all the numericals will be either of 4 marks or 6 marks. Your idea regarding the modes will also be clear, as well as the definitions which I have explained you, that will also be clear. Thank you very much. If you have any problem, you can contact me individually related to any topic or any numerical. I will clear your idea. Thank you so much.